about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just...
Hey guys, listen, welcome to DarkArts podcast. Listen, I want to do a separate video because I thought to myself, this is crazy. Let me tell you why. Because I can't. If you cheat on your husband with Shannon Sharpe, and again, we're going to make separate issues because there's another issue which is around sexual violence. That's completely different. I want to separate that issue. We're talking about specifically the fact that this young lady here was cheating on her husband, or I think she was saying that she was dating the man before he became a husband, but saying that as if a husband. She might be saying that. But she was, it sounds like you're saying that he wasn't a faithful man. It doesn't sound like you were faithful either. The hypocrisy of the conversation of what you're saying is that both of you were unfaithful people, it seems like, right? Because did your future husband or husband, whichever time, did he know? Did he know? He wanted you to break up with your husband, but did he know you were dating Shannon Sharpe? How come he knew about the other dude? Did your dude know about Shannon Sharpe? Crazy. And we're talking about Shannon Sharpe being unfaithful now. Again, this is besides the accusations of him being somebody who has, SV'd her. You know what I'm saying to you? We can deal with that in another video. But I think this is really highlighting the hypocrisy, but also sometimes people's delusion. And I think this is also a really major thing when it comes to certain people who are doing something wrong and they can't be accountable for some of the behaviors that they exhibited in. Now, again, I'm separating the issue of sexual violence and talking about obviously what the behaviors were, right? Before that engaged in the SV, there was actually a relationship there where you guys were having sex. And you were dating, quote unquote, dating two people at that particular point in time, right? There is no moral high ground in this situation. You're both trash. And I've been there. I've been trash myself. When there is sexual indiscipline and there is a situation where people want power, right? Just because, and of course, Shannon Sharpe will have more of the traditional power because he's a man and he's obviously high status. He's Shannon Sharpe. His name is big. He has, he has a lot of pull behind him, right? So he has a traditional power. But in the interaction between men and women, right? Of course, she has some level of power in the sense of what she actually can give out, right? The sex is her power. Now, if you give that over to him, this is you giving over the power. You have that power to choose who can enter and who can't enter. And so in that particular space, right, now we're playing this jostling game of chess. And of course, she chose her chess piece and decided that she wasn't going to deal with Shannon Sharpe anymore. And of course, I think there was some more dealings that they had later on. This situation then is intriguing because I'm wondering to myself, okay, is she the same Michelle that was in the Instagram video? And if she's in the same Michelle that was in the Instagram video, were you still married or were you not? You know what I'm saying to you? Like, there's a whole bunch of questions that are coming out to this particular situation. But I think it's just messy because, like I said, like she almost said it as if she didn't do anything wrong. And whenever I feel like people say stuff and they say it like they're not doing anything wrong, I start looking at them strange because I'm like, it doesn't mean that this thing didn't happen at SB, by the way. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying to you, when people don't hold themselves accountable, I'm like, okay, you're dangerous to me. Because you're unwilling to see where you went wrong and unwilling to see what you've added and contributed towards the situation. Again, in terms of the relationship that you guys built. And there are many people like this, many women and men who are like this, who, when they start a relationship with someone, right, they will be like, he did this to me, he did this to me, he did this to me. And then they don't realize how they showed up. This is a situationship. And situationships happen because people are not being honest about what they really want. Situationships happen because people are not stating what they need from the other person, right? Now, Shannon Sharpe said, listen, leave your man, come with me. And she had to think about it, whether this was going to be the right choice for her. Now, of course, she makes a decision that said that's not going to be for her. I think she said a little bit more. I'll listen to it.
So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I did.
I hope the husband is divorced because, brother, nobody's graced for this. I keep saying this. I said this for the ladies and for the men. People are not graced for this. So old girl was getting slammed and then was willing to break up her marriage with her husband for Shannon Sharpe. She was willing to risk it all for Shannon because she believed that she got a better deal, even though she must have known that this guy is infidelity. But of course, when she found out that he moved another girl in, that's when the trouble actually started because they had an issue there. Now, it's crazy work. This is crazy work.
And so, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me?
Well, at least you had the sense enough to be able to, like, that, this is going to be an unfair deal if you decide to move a girl into a house, and not tell her. You know what I'm saying to you? It definitely is an unfair deal. And in that respect, shout out to her for at least having some self-esteem and some self-worth, because that would have been an even messier situation for you to leave your husband and then become exclusive to Shannon Sharp while he does what he does. To do what he does. You feel me? Like, nah, it's crazy. I can't lie to you. The fact that she even considered it. In fact, actually ended up doing it. And the fact that she's saying, "I'm not really sure." What do you mean you're not sure? Are you sure? How can you not be sure if you actually left your husband or not? No, no, no. Deep the craziness, bro. How can you not be sure? I think I left my husband for him. What do you mean you think? You should know, right? That's a burning that kind of thing burns an image in your brain. It burns an image in your brain where you're like, no, I know. I know I left my person for this person. You feel what I'm saying to you? Right? I know that. How can you forget it? That's what I'm trying to say to you. When people are unaccountable, I look at them that they're wild.
So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. No.
Look at her trying to have the moral high ground. He's not a faithful person. Neither are you. That's the whole point of the craziness of what you're talking about. Neither are you. You're not faithful. So I get it. Yes, you're right. I'm not going to be faithful to somebody who's unfaithful, but you're not faithful either. So really and truly, we are both unfaithful people. So I was never going to be faithful to him, and he's never going to be faithful to me, right? So my issue here is that, sis, are you taking accountability for the fact that you're unfaithful? That you scary? That says you're not even deep in the fact that, listen, at the end of the day, you done did a deed and you was unfaithful. And again, I'm not asking her to bury herself 6 foot deep. No. All we're really saying is that, sis, if that's the case, we have to look at it a different way. We have to go, okay, look, do you know what? I understand where you're coming from. Yes, he was unfaithful, but me too. I was also unfaithful. I was playing my games at the time, and you know what I'm saying to you. I was hoping that he might be faithful, but at the same time, I realized I was unfaithful. And looking back at it, I realized I was foolish because I was asking for something that I wasn't willing to give myself. But instead, she's placing him as the ultimate villain. Of course, the SV is probably the reason why. Place him as the ultimate villain and not realizing that she played a villain herself in the situation. You are not the hero in the story when it comes to that situation again, right? Making it very clear, we're distinguishing that from the SV. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts about this? Because I think this is dark arts of the highest order. This is a level of manipulation, right? When people feign ignorance and feign accountability, it becomes a dark arts weapon of manipulation, right? Where they're not seeing their contribution. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. I appreciate you guys. Till lots of We'll see you again soon. Crazy, crazy.